You are now tuned in to the Conversations with Ms Yvonne show. It is such a pleasure to welcome you all to my show. Sit back, relax, because we're about to take you to another level. This show aims to entertain, enlighten, and educate the minds of our generation. Are you ready? Well, without further delay, allow me to introduce your host, me, Ms Yvonne! Welcome, everybody, to the Conversations with Ms Yvonne show. My name is Ms Yvonne. I'm your host, and I am here to have a fantastic time with you guys. And this next guest that I have coming up, y'all, he is such a phenomenal young man. He makes me so proud to be from New Orleans. I didn't even know that they were still making men like this these days, and I'm so happy to hear a young man his age saying the things that he's saying, standing for what he's standing for, riding for what he's riding for. I'm just truly proud of this next guest that I have for you guys to take a listen to. You can also catch him this weekend on Saturday performing with none other than New Orleans' own, Holly Grove's own, Lil Wayne. You hear me? Man, I'm bucked up about it, y'all. I can't lie. I love me some Yo Gotti. I love the Migos. I love PNC. Mystical be rolling. And now they're going to bring my next guest, Mr. LG, to the stage. It's going down in this thing. Shout it. Y'all sit back, relax. This next interview is about to really blow your socks off. I'm coming at you with some new stuff. Something that's going to hit the streets that I don't know if it's hitting the streets like this right now. I don't know if we're getting it raw like this right now. But at the Ms Yvonne show, this is how we rocking. This is how we rocking. I'm so proud of this interview. We're going to walk you into some real feelings of how it feels to be on the other side. My next guest. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you, young man. You keep going. You keep pushing. Keep reaching. Keep striving. The Lord has something special for you. When I first met this guy, I knew he was different. Something about him, something about his demeanor, something about the way he carried himself. It just garnered my respect. I looked at him as a young man that I had to get to know. As a young man, I couldn't let just go by the wayside. I had to know his story. I had to hear what he was talking about. I had to know what was on his mind. So it's an honor for me to take this interview with my boy, Mr. LG. To take this interview with me over the phone. I really, really appreciate it. How are you today?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me. Pleasure to be on the phone with you, Ms Yvonne. And what's up, y'all? What's good, listeners?
Yeah, listeners, listen up. Because this interview right here is something serious. This is something serious.
Hey, you dig?
So, LG, before we get started, I want the people to feel you. I want the people to know who you are. So I want you to kind of take a little bit of time and walk us through who you are, you know, your upbringing, where you're from, that type of thing.
All right. I'm LG. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. I'm from a neighborhood called the Fifth Ward in downtown New Orleans. I'm a father of one. Recently just had a daughter in the beginning of the year, January 2nd.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Her name's Sky. I make music, soulful music. I make conscious music. I make relatable music for the everyday people. And my whole thing is just enjoying life and being, living freely and living highly of yourself, being a respectable person. That's my subject matter. And I like to have fun, so I do a little turn up too. But that's mostly my what I do as an artist.
That's pretty awesome. And the one thing I do like about you too is you always repping family, like how you just mentioned your daughter Sky. Can you tell me a little bit about family upbringing that's got you in this position where you're like a family man?
Well, it started off with my mom and my pops. My mom, she raised me, my brother, my older brother De Niro, my sister Kristen, my other sister Jade. She raised us tight, you know, kept us together. Like she kept us very family oriented. Cause like a lot of the times, well, I'ma say within our family, on the outskirts, like, you know, sisters of my brother or my dad, it's like situations happen to where the family got broken up, and she just never wanted that to happen to us. So she kept us close knit, and you know, just kept me around my brother, kept my sister around my other sister, and kept us all as one. So that's just the type of upbringing that my mom and pops kept us around. So it's just instilled in me to be that way.
Man, that's awesome. Thank God for good mamas that fight hard for their family.
Yeah, shouts out to my moms, Ms Jennifer, you know, what's up?
Hey, Miss Jennifer, girl.
Shouts out to your mom, too. She's definitely a sweet woman.
Yes, my mama is a trip and a half. That's my girl. Hey,
yeah,
Mom.
y'all gotta meet her mom. She is so hilarious.
You and your brother being, like, really connected. He's also in one of your new songs, right?
Yeah, yep.
How was that, like, shooting a song with your brother and making music together as a family?
Oh, man, it was very organic, being that he's the reason why I rap. Because him and my older cousin, Bonka, they have a group called The Goons. And I was always under them, being that that's the way my family was set. So I was always around the older cats, the older dudes. And watching them, I just picked up the mic and started doing me. So our record came about, it was very organic. We just in the studio vibing, talking, and the beat came on. We both wrote to it without having to think, oh, what's the subject or what you gonna talk about, what I'm gonna talk about. We just, you know, balanced on the same subject matter, and that's what came about. The record is called We Won't Go, and the video is on YouTube. You can type that in and go view it. Yep.
Yeah. Speaking of videos, man, I was watching your video, and it looks like y'all actually went out in the field. Like, y'all went to Baton Rouge. Looks like live video from the Alton Shearing. That's his last name?
Oh, yeah, Alton Sterling.
Sterling. Look at me. I know I'm black, y'all, but, you know, black people be forgetting, too. Sorry, Alton Sterling.
We be forgetting. Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah, man, that's actually another video called Food for Thought, and it's a song that I did when Mike Brown's killer, the verdict came out that he was innocent. So I was in the studio when that happened, and I got inspired to do that song. And when it happened again, when that situation occurred again, I was like, I got the perfect song for this, for what's going on in the world, because I never released the song. I just, at that moment, had to spill what I was feeling at the moment, and I just never put it out. So when that happened with Alton Sterling, and I'm from New Orleans, but I stayed in Baton Rouge for like the past 6 years since Hurricane Katrina hit. And actually where that happened at with Alton Sterling was around the corner from my house, like literally like 2 minutes away. So I just immediately hopped up on the bus, went back to Baton Rouge, me and my cameraman, Will, and we went around there and shot it.
Oh, how was it
out on the internet? It was real serious. Like it was real. You could feel the tension. You could feel the tension around her. You could see the grief, the anger, like just from people that really don't even know him. And on my behalf, I didn't even know him, and I just felt the way when I saw that video hit the internet like that. So it's just you could feel the tension around her. It was real. It felt like we were in the 1960s or something like that again, 1950s.
Lord, I was watching that. I was watching on the news because, I believe in protesting, but I like to protest from the house. No shade to anybody else who goes outside.
I feel you, though. I feel you. I trust me, I understand.
I'd be hot. But but at the same time, it is nice to see people finally speaking up, and at least standing for something,
And what you saying that is, we, in this day and age, we do have to take a new approach of doing things. Like, we can't just keep on going in the streets protesting with signs and all of that. Not knocking anyone that's doing that, because I didn't do that neither. My protest is spending with my own kind, taking my dollar to my people and not bringing it to, you know, the other side, because that's my protest. That's my way of that's just my way of protesting.
Right.
And I feel like that's a stronger way of protesting and a righteous way of protesting, because I'm not harming anyone. I'm not stopping anyone from going to work. I'm not stopping anyone else's life. I'm just bringing my hard-earned money to my people and keeping it in my community. And I feel like that's the way we can grow as a economically in our culture.
Do you think, like, in a way, it's kind of like reverse racism if we separate ourselves?
It definitely is, but it's the world that we live in. I mean, sometimes you have to war it out a little bit just to show that Black lives do matter. And not to, when we say Black lives matter, it's not that all lives don't matter, but it's showing that you're not gonna keep on stepping on our people, and we don't have any power. Like, we built this, like, we built the land that we walking on. We made this concrete. We built those houses. We built that White House. We sold that American flag. You know what I'm saying? And we deserve the respect that we should receive. You know, not to say that it can't be unity, but it's sometimes you have to, in order to get respect, you have to take your respect. You know, sometimes people just don't give you respect. You gotta take it. And that's my way of taking my respect. And once I get my respect, then we can all hold hands and sing along. Like, I'm down with that. I'm down with peace, love, and unity. But we have to earn that.
Right, they go back on our name.
Good. Put that respect on my name.
Yeah. Really, it ain't no justice and it ain't no freedom. They don't want us to fight back, they want us to need them. The system designed to keep my people decreasing. You could tell from the Mike Brown trial this evening. It's time to start fighting back for what we believe in. If we don't accomplish that, then what we achieving? People are dying and their family grieving. Just food for thought, hope everybody eating. Food for thought, hope everybody eating. I'm screaming, wake up to nobody sleeping. It's obvious to see that the government scheming. This reality we living in, we not dreaming. So I'm ready for that war, bitch. I'm bobbing and weaving and I'm trying to get over. I'm trying to get even. Everybody get the slice of the pie that I'm eating. Yeah.
Right. It just breaks my heart. You know what I do want to ask you though, like, as a Black man, how do you feel when you see stuff like this? How do you feel when you see stuff like this? Because, you know, for me, I understand, but I'm still a female and it's not happening to us as rapidly as it's happening to y'all.
Yeah, see, because I'm going to tell you, the Black female is attractive. People want to be amongst the Black female, you know. Sometimes, you know, they stray away from the Black female, but a lot of people want to be with y'all. You get what I do?
Right.
Making sense? Like, they want to so-called date, you know what I'm saying? But with us, we're more of a threat. You know, some of us, I ain't gonna even lie. Like, a lot of these Black guys, us Black guys, do look a little intimidating and look unapproachable, you know? That's something that we do have to work on, but we're targeted because we're seen as a threat, and some people are out here doing certain things that give us an image, you know? So that's the thing we have to work on, our approach and how we carry ourselves and our mannerisms, so people can better understand us and, you know, approach us better and be able to relate and speak. Because when you're intimidated by someone, it's hard to try to, you know, deal with them or talk to them or, you know, try to speak their language, because it's like you're already scared. So it's like, what can you do?
Right. And it's so true, because, I mean, I'm Black and I still sometimes see some brothers and I'm like, maybe I should.
Yeah, you know, I felt
I don't know.
A lot of times, like, I see somebody and go the other way because it's like I don't know what's gonna happen next. And in the environment where I come from, a lot of crimes are committed, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like our culture doesn't promote that, you know. So that's something that we do have to work on. But a lot of the people in our culture are not like that. You know what I'm saying? So when we saying that Black Lives Matter and stuff, that's what we saying. Like, you know, it's not everybody not like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. We everybody has people in whatever race that they are that are the thieves or the criminals or the people that make them look bad as a race. Yeah. We talking about black folk. Our lives matter. Like black folk who doing something, who trying to change, who not saying that everybody else's life don't matter, and not saying if you're a criminal, your life don't matter. And it's not saying that at all. But it's like you don't need to be a criminal, though. We not trying to say that what you doing is right. You know. Right. Because I'm not gonna support your ignorance. I can tell you that now. That's for sure. Nah, not at all. Speaking of of helping though and trying to make moves to have a better image, I was on your Instagram. I ain't gonna say I was stalking. I was perusing through your Instagram. We all do it. And I saw that you had attended the community barbershop, and that's the first time I had ever even heard about it, seen it, or anything. So I was hoping you could maybe enlighten me on that.
Yeah, like once again, it felt like we were in the 1960s, like when in those times where Martin Luther King and Malcolm X was ganging up. I mean, not ganging up, but like coming together as a congregation and enlightening people and, you know, bringing knowledge forth. I never felt that energy outside of going to church. Like I never felt that type of energy amongst brothers like that I see every day in the street. So it's sad to see that it took all the situations to transpire for that to happen, for all of us to come together in a barbershop and discuss topics that are going on in an orderly manner. It really felt good. Like it felt so powerful. Everybody left inspired. It was definitely an awesome thing.
That's beautiful.
And I wish it can happen a lot more often. Where we just meet up and just talk on topics that are going on today. Being intelligent, speaking wisely and not just ignorant, you know, because the world been in an ignorant place for a long time, you know, since like the 1960s. Like a lot of the people in our culture were in the 60s and the 50s. They were more on the enlightenment side. Like a lot of those people wasn't out talking about we about to ride on this person, we about to spin on this block, we about to sell this on that block, and you know, we about to do all of this. A lot of those people were going middle class people had jobs, you know, doing a lot of different things. Like in this day and age, that's not a thing that we see a lot. We see a lot of the ignorance. So for that to take place in the hood and we was all on some positive stuff, it's just like, man, it's sad that it took for all of this for us to get stumped on so much for us to come together like that. But hey.
Right, hey, at least y'all making progress. That's the type of progress. That's what I call peaceful protest. You know, when you can get together and like minds can come together and enhance one another, because you can't just go out without a plan. You can never win a war if the army doesn't have a strategy. You know, and that's my whole thing when it comes to us standing up. We just have to find a more organized, gentle, calmer way to handle this. You know,
and strategize, because it's a mental war these days rather than physical. You know, it's a lot of physical things happening, but it's more mental. And when you say it is a reverse racism, to go back to what you were saying, that it definitely is, because it's like one of the guys in the meeting highlighted that he like, we can lay up there and kill our own people 24/7, but soon as a white man kill somebody, or everybody want march and all of that, why y'all not marching on a regular when brothers are dying? Like, you know, it's just, it makes so much sense. It's just like we are taking on the role of the oppressor. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we have to fix our culture.
Wow. Black people taking on the role of the oppressor.
Yeah.
Now that
it's sad too.
That's something we need to be talking about. And it's so ironic how the song is almost just identical to the situation. You know,
I'm telling you, the situation with Mike Brown and Alton Sterling is the same thing. It's the same thing, except for one side was like Mike Brown, from what I understand, allegedly he was a little more radical in a situation where he did some things before he got shot, to whereas Alton Sterling didn't really do anything. That's the only difference, but it's the same exact situation. So that inspiration was drawn, from that same type of thing.
Right. Well, LG, I'm not going to hold you up. I know you have a million things that you could be doing. But
I could be any place in the world, but I'd rather be here.
Man, I appreciate that. Before we get out of here, though, I want you to take your time and just tell us a little bit about your project, Food for Thought, where everybody can find it, and just your plans for the future.
Oh, man, Food for Thought, it's going to be everywhere on the internet. It's mostly about, it's like I said, what I do on a regular, enlightening people and turning up a little bit.
Yeah.
Embracing being a respectful person and being an enlightening person. That's pretty much what it is. You can find me on Twitter, LGFIVE. You can find me on Instagram, LGFIVE_. Pretty much on every website is going to be LG5.
Yeah, that boy's still on Twitter, man. You trying to get all the money.
You dig?
So crazy. But man, LG, it's been real talking to you. I appreciate you taking your time out of your schedule.
I appreciate you, Yvonne.
Oh, don't butter me up, don't butter me up.
For real, this was a dope conversation, for real.
Yes, I'm looking forward to much more too. Y'all got to keep me posted with the barbershop community going on thing, because
definitely.
I'm all about seeing brothers get together and be smart.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice. I'm so over the ignorance. I really am so over it.
Right. Me and you both.
Yes. So thank you for not being ignorant. Thank you for being an example. It's one thing to talk, but it's another thing to walk.
It's another to walk. Real talk.
Even the Bible says, be ye not just a hearable, but be ye a doer. So thank you for being a doer, a hearer, and everything. And shout out to your mama. Thank you for raising a good man. Two good men, because I know
that's the one to thank.
Yeah, shout out to good mama.
Those are the people to thank. Yeah, not me. They responsible for all of what I'm doing today.
Amen. You know what they say? Train up a child in the way that they should go. Now look at you.
You dig.
You dig.
Uh-huh.
All right, LG. Well, you be cool.
All right, big sis.
Thanks for calling into the Conversations with Ms Yvonne show.
You dig. Y'all tune in to Ms Yvonne every week, you know what I'm saying? Every time she come around with the podcast, y'all listen in, because she's very dope, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, merci beaucoup, cher. Merci. All right.
Let me get back to work.
Bye.
All right.
Yeah. Really, it ain't no justice and it ain't no freedom. They don't want us to fight back, they want us to need them. The system designed to keep my people decreasing. You can tell from the Mike Brown trial this evening. It's time to start fighting back for what we believe in. If we don't accomplish that, then what we achieve. Yeah.
Well, that concludes our show today, ladies and gentlemen. I really hope that you learned a little something. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that it was something that you could relate to, something you could feel, something you could understand. We come in peace. And to be honest, we recorded this about a month ago, which was before all of the incidents. Well, shall I say, this was before the flooding in Baton Rouge. We recorded this interview amongst the anger, the confusion, the hatred, the segregation, the racism, We ain't all rocking together. We wasn't all seeing eye to eye. People were out there protesting. People were dying, getting killed before the hurricane came and calmed it down. I'm calling it a hurricane. It really was rain. It just reminds me of Hurricane Katrina. Lord knows I don't want to relive that. I can only imagine what the people in Baton Rouge feel like. Ain't nothing like an unexpected disaster coming. It's one thing when you prepare for it. It's another thing when you didn't even see it coming. You know, a lot of people talked about people in Katrina saying we knew it was coming and, you know, we had all this time to prepare and this and that. But for me, I was working. I was at work all the time. I don't watch the news now, really. And so I wasn't keeping up with the news and staying informed and finding out what was going on. I had every intentions to stay during Katrina. Every intentions. I worked at a hotel. I was like, you know what? I'm about to give me a room. I'm going to stay at the hotel. If it wasn't for my grandfather, who has never evacuated in his entire life since we've been living in New Orleans, which has been his whole life for the most part, I've never seen him evacuate. Hurricane Katrina was the first time he said, you know what? I think we're going to leave. Now, I only left because he left. I didn't pack that much clothes. I packed like 3 clothes, 3 outfits or something like that. I wasn't expecting to be gone for real. You know, I expected a little something, but I never expected to come home to nothing. I never expected to come home and nothing was left. Everything I knew my entire life was swept up from up underneath me. My friends was gone. Family separated. All my material possessions gone right in front of me. And I turn on the TV and I'm looking at everybody. I'm looking at my city going down. And I'm watching them disrespect us and call us refugees and everything else under the book. So Baton Rouge, New Orleans has your back. Like the New Orleans Times-Picayune said. Because we know what it's like to lose it all and bounce back. So hold your head up, BR. Hold your strength up. It don't matter at the end of the day. We keep trying to tell y'all material things don't matter. Get your mind right. Get your heart right. Because in the end, when all that comes and is swept away, I found out that's what matters the most. That's the one thing people can't take from you. Don't let nobody take your mind. Don't let nobody take your joy. Don't let nobody take your spirit. I know it's rough. I know I cried. I cried so much for Katrina. I hated it. I felt like nobody really understood what it felt like to work hard my whole life and build my house up. And in a day, it was swept away from me. Sitting out of school, working hard, 2 jobs to pay for everything, to get my place set up so I could be comfortable and focus on what I wanted to focus on. And as soon as I got comfortable, it was gone. So y'all hang in there. New Orleans got your back. But at the end of the day, we're all just humans. We all trying to rock together. We all trying to ride together. But you know, we got to learn how to take them strides together. You know, we live in a world that's a melting pot. I'm from New Orleans. We a gumbo. You know, some people the sausage, some people, you know, the rice, some people the roux, some people the other stuff that's going in your gumbo. You know, everybody like gumbo a little different. But at the same time, it takes all of us. It takes all of us to come together. It's time out for hatred. It's time out for us being mean to each other. It's time out for us not even taking the time to understand one another. If you don't understand something, of course you're going to hate it. Of course you're going to feel uncomfortable. Like LG said earlier, of course you're not going to understand that person if they don't look a certain way or talk a certain way or come a certain way. And because we know that, it's up to us to say, you know what? I'ma be different. I'ma listen. I'ma express myself in a respectable manner. Because nobody's better than nobody. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care where you live. I don't care what you're doing. None of us are better than each other. And at the end of the day, we really all want the same thing. Love and happiness. Y'all take care. Support my brother LG. Buy his albums, listen to his music, go to the concerts. And if you don't have your ticket yet for the LIL'WEEZYANA concert on Saturday, you better get them tickets, Brody. Trying to be in that thing. Yin yang in the thing. I said yin yang in the thing. Have a great day. Be strong. Be blessed. Be resilient. Be overcomers. Be survivors. One love.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning into the Conversations with Ms Yvonne show. That wraps it up for us today. I hope you enjoyed our show. Also, to the first 100 people that register on my email list, I'm going to give you guys special prizes and contests every now and then. You never know. So the first 100 people to sign up, just remember, you can get picked for something special. I'm a random person, so the information you're going to get is random. On Mondays, it's going to be Get Your Mind Right Mondays, where we post anything that'll help get your mind right. And on Fridays, I like to be fancy free on Fridays. So that's just what I do. I'm from the South. I'm from New Orleans, but I've lived all over the world. So sometimes I speak broken English. Sometimes it's all together. But it's me. And that's what I plan to give you on this show. Me. To continue with the shows, you can visit www.MsYvonne, that's spelled MsYvonne.com. That will keep you up to date with all the hottest new material that comes out. It can be sent directly to your phone if you sign up with our email blast. So, keep rocking with us. Stay tuned. I really appreciate you as a listener. I value your time, and I appreciate any feedback that you give. I'm always down for improvements and constructive criticism. I hope that you have a great day. Go out there, be positive, make a difference, and above all, do you. One love, one love, one love.